Hey guys, Colin here from Sumthins Recording, and today I'm going to show you how to go from a simple vocal loop or a vocal melody you got in your head all the way to a finished and fully produced rock song. So let's take a look. Okay, so to start off with, I'm going to play you the vocal melody that we came up with. It's just a simple 1-bar line that we looped over and over for 8 bars to create a foundation to build our track off of. So take a listen. So that's it. That's the simple little vocal line that we started with. That's what we're going to build the track off of. And the first thing that we did, which is kind of second nature for us, is to double it. So take a listen to that double real quick. The next step up from there would be to add harmony. So we decided to add a fifth, and once again afterwards we doubled it. So take a listen to that harmony by itself, and then take a listen to all 4 of those tracks together, with 2 of them panned left and 2 of them panned right. Now listening to this, I got a little vocal melody line in my head that I wanted to put down just in case we wanted to use that later for the main vocal line. Now after putting in the main vocal line, we ended up keeping this melody. So take a listen to those 4 tracks and the vocal melody line. The final thing here to really fill out this little section of background vocals was a bass line. Now the bass line is put in there to make these background vocals full range, so listen to how that comes together. Alright, now before we start getting into actual instruments besides the voice, I wanted to build a little bit of a rhythm section so we had a beat to follow as we built out this track. So I'm going to show you this vocal kick, there's a vocal hi-hat, and then there's a few claps I'm going to show you, okay? So this first one is the vocal kick. Alright, now this next thing that we added, before I show you the claps, is a vocal hi-hat. And the last thing to round out this little rhythm section is a few claps here. So 2 of them are panned left and 2 of them are panned right, just to get a little bit of a wider feel. So here's our rhythm section all together with the vocals. Now that we have all that in place, we took some time to come up with a guitar part. So we started with an acoustic guitar part, and it's the simplest acoustic guitar part that you can come up with to match this vocal line. It's following the same 3 notes that the original vocal loop is following. So take a listen to how that part lays in. And once again, if you noticed, we doubled this acoustic guitar part. So 1 is panned left and 1 is panned right. It's the same part. So the next step for me with songs like this is always to add drums and bass. Once we get the main instrument part down, which in this case is the acoustic guitar part, I always want to add drums and bass. It just takes the song to the next level, and it really makes it feel more real and more tangible for me. So take a listen to the drum part and the bass part with the acoustics and with the vocals and the a cappella drums in there, okay? Okay, notice it kind of feels like a song now. So these next few elements are just going to be added to build the production more, beef up the song, and make it feel more strong, make it feel more full. So the next thing that we added is an electric guitar part. Now this electric guitar is playing the same thing as the acoustic guitar part. It's technically a double, but it's going in there because it fills out a different frequency range and it adds a little bit of a different texture, okay? So take a listen to how that sounds by itself and then with the rest of the track, okay? Now, if you noticed, that electric guitar was panned to the left. So we need something on the right to balance that. Okay, so we added another electric guitar panned to the left, but it's playing something a little bit different. We don't want all of the instruments playing the same rhythm, because then everything will just fold together and you won't be able to pick anything out. So this guitar is playing something a little bit different so you can distinguish it, but it still gives some balance with the left and the right, okay? So I'll play that by itself, and then I'll play it with the other electric guitar, and then I'll play it inside the whole track, okay? So here's by itself first. All right, now I'll play with the other electric guitar, and you can hear how they kind of interact and they play off of each other, okay? The performance wasn't that great at the beginning there, was it? But that's okay, you won't hear that in the entire track. Okay, so here's that guitar in the entire track, all right? All right, we're getting pretty close to the end here. There's only a couple more elements that we have to add. Now, the next thing that we added was an organ. Now, this organ is pretty subtle. It's kind of hard to hear in the track, but it's in there to add sort of a pad element. It's one sustaining note, so it kind of glues the whole track together, okay? So I'll play it by itself, and then I'll play it inside the track, and you can hear how it kind of glues all these instruments together, all right? Take a listen. Now the last thing that we needed to add was some sort of hook or lead line. So we chose to add a lead guitar part, and this lead guitar part comes in on the second 4 rounds of this intro part. So we have 4 bars with just the instruments playing, and then on the second 4 bars, this lead guitar comes in. So it gives some sort of differentiation on this 8-bar intro, okay? Take a listen to what that adds. Now that's it. That's how you can take a simple vocal loop or vocal melody you got stuck in your head all the way to a finished and fully produced rock song. It's that simple, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Check out Sumthins recording for all of your production needs, and I'll see you guys soon.